And India, we're really focusing in on this Xbox as it's the biggest, newest thing for this particular company. I want to get your thoughts too, as well as I think within this space, the subset, they're announcing, of course, of buying and acquiring Bethesda Games, which is a studio that makes, from what I understand, fairly popular games, is really just a blueprint of what Microsoft's been able to do throughout its years. Dominate a space and then even go further into it. So not only are they going to make the game console, they're going to start making the games you play on it.
Yeah, I mean it's a little bit of a replay of what we saw Microsoft so successfully roll out its cloud computing business. Once they moved to subscription on its core product line, the Office suite of products and Windows operating system, going to subscription on those, and then rolling out cloud computing, which provided, and it was almost like a moonshot that went out there and provided just this unbelievable revenue stream that they were able to capture as that marketplace grew. And looking into this quarter and what Microsoft may report, I do think cloud computing may be down a little bit, and that may be disappointing to investors. But at LikeFolio, we really like to focus on those consumer-facing brands like Xbox, like Teams, even like the Microsoft Surface, and all of those are up, and especially Xbox. I mean, we're looking at, you guys kind of mentioned, what if this is a flop, this release of Xbox? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. LikeFolio captured this really, really well. The Xbox Series X, Series S pre-orders, those began on September 22nd. And it's in terms of purchase intent mentions, people talking about buying the Xbox, it's the largest spike that we've ever recorded in the history of the brand for Microsoft. And so that's an enormous move. It's a very popular platform that they're rolling out. Everybody wants one. Everybody's pre-ordering one. And, to answer your question, I do think that it gives Microsoft a real advantage as they go forward, as they did with cloud computing rollout and turning things into subscription revenue. This Xbox platform, through the acquisition of game makers and creating those in-game purchases and subscriptions, just creates another revenue stream that they can build up really quickly and really and in really nice size over time.
Yeah, Andy, I remember when my biggest problems going into the Christmas season were Cabbage Patch Kids and Tickle Me Elmo. So I'm thinking, as most parents in this country are, that the price of their Christmas is about to go up, because I can't imagine any scenario where Microsoft, and this is backed up, of course, by your data, I can't imagine any scenario where Microsoft doesn't absolutely destroy the Christmas holiday shopping season with their Xbox. Your data shows it. The question is, how big? How big do you think it'll be? Do you think it'll be, and how do you guys measure, or do you measure their competition with PlayStation and are gauging that? Because, like I said, it's just a matter of not if it's going to be popular, but how popular, Andy.
Yeah, gaming mentions in general, as you can imagine, are up considerably as people are kind of isolated at home. A lot of kids' sporting events and things like that are a little bit stifled. So video games have filled in a lot of the gap. We see PlayStation up 82% year over year, Nintendo up 39% year over year, but Xbox significantly higher, plus 130% year over year, which is really impressive. In a rising tide, Microsoft is outperforming all peers with Xbox. And look, I agree with you. The question is how big, and that's, I think, really confined to how many of these can Microsoft make. I think that there's probably some strategy of having a somewhat limited release going into the holiday season, because what that does is, we've all been there, like you're talking about with Cabbage Patch Kids, all the different toys that have become super hits. One of the great things that happens on the company side of things, not for the parent side of things, is that not every kid can get one. And so you end up going to the kid's house that did get one. And then now you've created 5 or 6 new customers as you go into Q1 of 2021, because all of a sudden you're the one kid that's left out. So it's a viral campaign in addition to a really good marketing campaign. I think they're hitting on all cylinders when it comes to Xbox. Like we've said, like you guys have pointed out so succinctly, this is a small slice of Microsoft's overall revenue, but it is one of those growth areas that has a high level of potential, and we think it's shining really brightly.
Andy, I want to lean on your entrepreneurial expertise a little bit here, and maybe I'm overthinking this, but I'm reading through kind of, Microsoft's actual actions they're taking. So if they're going out there and they're buying game makers in a way that's almost similar to what Apple's doing with kind of its rollout and build out on its services. It's almost like they know you're going to buy this product. It's how can we monetize it once you have it? I know the iPhone and the Xbox are completely on different planets in terms of how big those products are. But in this niche, and based off your data, which I believe somewhat confirms it, this is the market leader. This is the platform of choice. This is the console of choice, at least amongst English-speaking tweeters. And when you look at this, Microsoft might already kind of say, we know people are going to buy this. What can we do once they own it to continue, monetizing this? And that's kind of what you're getting at here as well. But that action they're taking, is there a read through there that they're playing from a place of strength?
Oh, absolutely. I think this is the same playbook that you see with Tesla. It's the same playbook you see with Adobe. It's the same playbook that we've seen with Apple over and over again. These companies, what they're doing is turning their very popular, fairly niche products into platforms that they can build revenue streams off of. And those revenue streams, like Apple's starting to show right now, can turn into much bigger revenue streams on the services and subscription side than on the hardware side. And, we're seeing this over and over across all industries. And I think Microsoft taking advantage of it with Xbox is, a really smart play. And I think it's kind of if you really go back to the beginning of Microsoft, you think about how the company was started, it was let's put Windows into every PC in the country and then sell people the Office suite of products. And so I think the company's very familiar with this tact and the idea that they're going out, buying gaming companies, building out that suite reinforces, like you said, Alex, I think really coming from a place of strength, especially when it comes to the Xbox side of their business.